Okay. How's everyone? I hope you're doing great. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh-wee. This is a conversation I had to change about 4 or 5 times. I was going to talk about it early this morning, but I thought I'd be a little bit too belligerent. So I just had to wait a little while. I don't think I would have was in a good mind space. Uh, so I tried to wait a little while. Come on in and rep your city. Represent your city. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Some of these people are really showing their real colors. These are people that made money off of us too. That's the crazy thing. I can see people, having different prejudice and stuff. But when you make the money off of us and you show prejudice, hey, you really tripping. Because we're not even, because you're making the money off of us. We're not really making no money off of you. And I'm watching these people that have made money off of us and our culture, and they flip flopping. We're going to talk about it. I ain't really like that, like that. I know Godfrey keep talking about he grew up in Chicago, but dude, dude, they need to watch yourself. We're going to talk about it. He done totally flip flopped on us. Now he look like he has always was a phony. This whole delineation stuff got him all in his feelings. But he's just totally, totally flip flopping. I'm looking at him. I'm like, somebody, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, oh, this is what's wrong in Africa. I was like, oh, this is what's going on in Africa. The reason they tripping between the different tribes. People is acting like that. Oh, because I'm thinking they just tripping because they from different countries and stuff. But no, people is disrespecting any other people's country. Oh, you are in the United States disrespecting in the United States, and you not from here. Like Godfrey, not from here. He's African. He keep talking. He was born in Chicago, bro. You not from here. You are African. You not a Chicagoan. Not acting like that. Man, we're gonna get into it, come into it. I'm gonna try to go slow. I'm gonna try to be fair and balanced. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be balanced. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try. I've been watching this young brother. Go check out Foundational Black America History. He cold blooded. He's Watch this one he got right here. Why are so many African centered podcasts? Disrespecting us in so many words, which especially the little brother from over there in England that played nothing but black characters. And he talking now greasy. I didn't run back to England. I'm just tripping. I'm just looking at them like they crazy. This brother too, the football player. I'm like, dude, okay. But this one right here, man, this guy, man, that guy there, man, he tripping me out. I can't really watch him no more. I don't think I ever like him no more. Yeah, I don't really like Godfrey. Now he looked phony the whole time. He did, man. Man, I gotta slow down. I don't even know what to say. Man, they so disrespectful. I don't know how you come in somebody else's territory being disrespectful. That's what they doing in Africa. I get it. They're going into the other person's territory and then being disrespectful about the people in their territory. That I see what's going on. Because this is not their territory. They visitors. But some kind of way they feel entitled. Now this dude, he up in England. He sure did. Godfrey always seemed like a phone. He getting on my nerve. No, he really, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to some people about him. That I grew up in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. It's like, dude, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Did you? Because you would know better than that, bro. Like, stop saying Chicago, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't lying, bro. Stop doing all that negative stuff to black Americans and talk about you grew up in Chicago like that. Oh, I saw he tripping me out. And my PTSD was high, so I didn't want to. I don't want to get into it like that. I don't want to. I don't want to get in the in between. So I'm trying to talk from. I'm trying to talk from another point of view. I don't want to. I don't want to get in the in between. They on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But they slow. So that's what I want to talk about. Because not only are they insulting, but you got to be super slow. Godfrey got to be super slow to engage in those conversations right now. He's got to be. He's lost his mind. He's if he really say born in Chicago and he really knows what's going to the U.S. and he see what's going on with Trump and ICE and all that, he's supposed to tell them, y'all, let's not talk about none of that right now. He talking about the wrong stuff. And when they grab all these Haitians in about a week or two, these three are going to be shaking in their boots. They're going to be thinking about that. These two this one over in England, but his movie career is over. He got to do movies of African and stuff like that because the movies he did done is done. We're not gonna watch him at all. So whatever views he got, those the only views he gonna get. Crazy. But go over and support the youngin right here. I ain't trying to call him no youngin like he a baby now, but compared to me, everybody's a youngin. But so to me, he's a youngin. But he's a powerful young brother. Foundation of Black American History. He's standing on business. Go support the brother and tell him Pharaoh sent you over there and tell him Pharaoh said, good thing I eat right. Or he would drive up my high blood pressure over there. bro got to be getting me heated. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he be getting me heated, I swear. Ugh. Foundation of Black American History be having me heated. I'm like, okay, bro, who he be having me heated? With his smart, he's smart. Boy, that man, those young brothers smart. I like watching young, smart brothers and sisters. He's smart. He a brainiac, little brother. He ain't little, but age wise, he a grown man. Don't get me wrong. But at my age, you look, you know, you used to look young when at my age you look young till you get 40 something. You know what I'm saying? Because at my age, you know what I'm saying, he gonna look young till he get 40 something. At my age, but he's super grown because he on some grown man. He on some grown man knowledge over there. I like the brother. I watch the brother. But I watch him. But boy, he be having me. I watched him. I started to go live after I watched him. I said, no, don't go live after watching bro. I beat it crashed out. I'm not finna, no, let me wait and do this later on tonight. He had me heated, boy. He's smart, but he breaking it down. He ain't lying. I kept thinking about my daughter and them. I kept thinking about them because I'm on the phone with them and they young and they friends and everything is with them. They playing in our face. They playing. I said, yeah, Godfrey and them playing in our face. And then my daughter and them got me on the playing in our face. Now I'm saying that. Boy, black people, boy, we can't get around no saying, can we? If we get around a slogan or a saying, man, it stick. How do you get that stuff from sticking? Because now everything that ain't right. I said, man, they playing in my face. They playing in my face. They playing in my face. Man, Godfrey and them playing in my face. I should have never learned playing in my face. Now I'm wearied out. It don't even sound right. It sounds like something a lady would say too. So it's messing with my toxic masculinity too. I don't like saying they playing in my face. It sounds like something a woman say. But they playing in my face. So I'm supposed to say, you know what I'm saying? I don't like saying they playing in my face, but they playing in my face though. So what I'm supposed to say? Because they playing in our face. Ladies, y'all right. I'm just looking at Godfrey flip flopping and getting all that hate out of his system that he done had for a long time, probably since he was a little kid, when the kids used to tease him. That's what it looked like. It looked like the kids used to call him an African booty scratcher, and he's still mad. That's what it looked like. I'm like, well, what's wrong with Godfrey? Oh, he always been an outsider. That's why he acts so weird. He had to become a guy, a jolly, goody, jolly G guy. He had to become a G guy because the blacks. The one brother said, "Yeah, if you bring your voice down in from British, you bring it down and you get into a slave voice, kind of like." He said, "He basically said we talk like slaves, and then if we raise our voice up and talk like him, like a British, we free." How is talking like a European free? How how is being in Europe speaking exactly like a European and you are African? And he's saying if you speak well like him, you're free. And if you talk like us, you a slave. But to me, with our dialect and our lack of speaking English well, to me it seemed like the other way around. It seemed like we freer and he's the one trying to speak like them. To me, this guy. Now I'd like to meet him. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Look, guy, if you're watching, keep on there and keep us out your mouth. Now, I don't know about them blacks in England. You might could do all that stuff. And I know Godfrey told you he grew up in Chicago, but he only told you half the story. Dude, stop it. And we're going to get into it. Y'all come and hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This stuff is ridiculous. It really is. One of the best things happened for us is when Tyreek put together foundational black Americans and start pushing delineation. Because once he dropped that on the table and we start pushing delineation, and it come from Claude Anderson, I know that. But Tyreek is the one brought it to the community. And once these other people seen us delineating, they showing they real, it's making them show they real self. It's interesting. That's the only answer. Not in Chicago. It's one more answer in the rack, baby. One more answer in the rack. I don't eat oxtail and chicken. I don't eat oxtail. Yeah, I don't eat oxtails. That's a Jamaican thing. I'm a vegan. I eat better than you. I ain't ate meat since 1978. You got, yeah, I don't eat oxtails and chickens. I think oxtail is a Jamaican dish. I ain't know no black Americans eat no oxtail or jerk chicken. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think you know what you're talking about either. At least say something make you look intelligent. Like you already got a clown face. Damn, you don't want to have a clown face and be slow. Making damn. Oh, you talking about Dell? You talking about Dell? Okay. I don't think he was talking about us. You wasn't talking about us, was you, Tom Flash? I don't think he was talking about us. I think he was talking about Don. He said, y'all be changing your tune. He talking about them. He wasn't talking about us. You was talking about them, wasn't you, Tom? Because Tom been over here. Tom cool, though. That's why I was a little confused, because Tom ain't really been on no dumb stuff. Tom been cool. Yeah, I mess with Tom. That's my me and Tom. Tom cool. That's why I didn't really trip all the way out, because I'm like, I think he's saying something else, because Tom cool. I just had to think about it. I'm like, no, that's to do with the clown face. He good. Yeah, Tom, he good. Um, Dallas in the building. QD Pie. You better stop playing, Sharon. Alabama eat oxtail. Some of them. Because my mother and father from Alabama. We ain't never ate oxtail day in our life. It must be new. They must have just started doing that. Because my mother and father from Alabama, my auntie from Alabama. I went to Alabama every year. And I ain't never seen nobody eating no oxtails. Only people I know eat oxtails Jamaicans. Maybe it's something new. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something new. Then again, it might be based on what part of Alabama you're from. Because, I was in Decatur and Birmingham and Uniontown. You know, you know what I'm saying? Uniontown. I ain't been down there in so long. Oh, they said the demise of Uniontown was gone. Oh, I didn't know that. It's gone. Wow. I ain't been down there since I was young. There you go. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Wow. I, it, well, it makes sense that it's gone because they took all them people land. Some people probably don't even live down there no more. Wow. Montgomery. Let me see. I've been in Montgomery. They eat oxtails in Montgomery now. Mm, no, I don't know about that. Mm-hmm. I don't know about that. Top 10 best oxtail in Montgomery, Alabama. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Montgomery, Alabama. Oxtails. Wow. That's crazy. I bet they sick as a dog down there. So I'm talking about foundational Black Americans, Africans, and Haitians. There's been a whole bunch of what they call rigmarole. Yeah, my parents never ate it, but I just looked it up. It is a delicatessen down there. Delicacy. Oh, that's the thing. It might be because times change. So it might be because I haven't been there since the 70s. So yeah, might be. I wouldn't doubt it. According to this, yeah. Yes, black Americans in Alabama face disproportionately high rates of chronic illness and adverse health outcomes due to deep rooted systemic barriers and lack of healthcare access. Heart disease and stroke. Black Alabamians are significantly more likely to die from heart disease and rank among the highest national for hypertension. 48.4% is stroke mortality. Maternal health. Black women in the state are almost three times more likely to die from pregnancy related causes than white women, with stark disparities in infant mortality. Diabetes. Black adults in Alabama experience a diabetes rate of nearly 18.9%, far exceeding the national rank. Yeah, they down there. They down there. Mm-hmm. Yep, they sure are down there. Sick. So when I get down there, a lot of my relatives, I'm gonna have to get. I don't know how many generations, because my generation, they all gonna be them been sick. They they been dropping like flies. Crazy. Backwards. They might as well still be picking cotton. That's why I ain't been in no big hurry to get down there because I know I'm not going to feel the South. It's going to be too much like going back in time. But I'm going to go see my relatives. But I don't really want to go to Alabama or Mississippi down there because it's like going backwards. I already know. But this situation is crazy. Foundation of Black Americans, Africans, and Haitians. It's a little crazy. And, you know, we got so many, uh, we got so much jealousy as Foundation of Black Americans. When you look at our situation as Foundation of Black Americans, and when you look at us being way, here, uh, a lot of us is not by even by no really no warm climate other than 4 months a year. We dealing with something that brown skin really ain't supposed to deal with. And we look at foundational black Americans in the United States under the United States regime, and for us to do like as good as we do and be as powerful as we are, you would think we would be heroes to blacks all over the world. You would think that black Americans would be the number one hero if you study slavery. And then you look at Africa, because Africa went through a whole lot with colonialism and with them coming. But Africa's big, though. So when you look at our small numbers, we're more amazing than the Africans. A lot of Africans, but they did have a hard time. I don't want. There's not a lot in the Caribbean, but there ain't a lot of nobody in the Caribbean. And America is like the European superpower. It might be losing a little bit now, but that's what they've been for a long time. So we've been the black people under the most powerful ones, far removed from anything natural. Although we do have some bit of warmth in nature in the South where a lot of blacks are still at, but you just would think that with all our accomplishments in sports and medicine and science and technology and all our world accomplishments in politics, you would think that blacks around the world, like we've been the role model from them back in the 60s and 70s when none of them was doing nothing. I know they trying to make this fake story like they did all of this and then all of that, but no, whatever you did by the time you got to the 60s, I was gone. Long, long, long gone. All that Lassant overture and all that. Haiti been messed up since Papa died. Messed up under somebody that was selling them out to the Europeans. So you would think, when you look at the NBA and the NFL and all that, if you look at all the blacks from around the world, they come and play in the NBA and come and play in the NFL and come and play Major League Baseball. We the reason. Blacks being involved with space exploration, inventing a whole lot of inventions, really responsible for the whole trademark thing and all of that. Patent. They went and got patents because of everything we was inventing over here. And yeah, there was some Haitians and certain Jamaicans and Africans that did things over here. But when you compare that to those of us over here, that's peanuts. You know? They be trying to say, well, the Haitians did this. Man, listen, I was born in 1958. Ain't no Haitians did nothing then, okay? Whatever you did was long undone. Nice try. So when you look at this country, I'm born in 1958. If you look at this country from the 50s on through, Foundation of Black Americans went through a lot, picked a lot of cotton. Now you got a lot of people want to take some glory. Too bad y'all didn't come up here and take no glory when we was going through all that. Where y'all was at then? Why y'all didn't come up here and get no glory? Why you wait till the 70s? Because you ain't show you up. You ain't show up till the 70s. You ain't show up till the 70s. Now we now listen. Don't post no false information over here, okay? This ain't just any information. You can't just post over here. We not, don't go see no story and post it over here. I don't do that. I know, see the TikTok stories, I see the Instagram stories, and those stories, I do not like reposting those stories. And that's a whole nother video. It's a big problem reposting these stories that don't get verified, these TikTok and Instagram stories and Facebook stories. I don't really like posting those. They don't be getting verified. Yeah, don't post that stuff over here. It's too much of that right now that can't be verified. They just said all types of stuff. It's so bad that there'll be a video and some pictures and stuff, and then when you post the video don't say nothing in the picture or the title. That's how bad it's getting. And there'll be a video and they'll show some pictures, and when you push the video, listen to it, the voice talking don't look like it got nothing to do with nothing. It just looked like somebody scamming. And you hear this voice that don't match the picture. It don't match nothing. It don't sound like the voice is relative to the conversation. You're like, what the hell is this? It'll be a video like racism in the South in the 60s. And you'll post it and it'll be some white guy that don't sound like he been in the South, know nothing about, he don't match the way he talking, what he said, don't match the video he posts. I'm like, oh, they scamming. They scamming. They just posting anything. So I'm not just taking information like that. I gotta do my, and then when you go search them, it showing up. It don't show up. It don't be nowhere in the search. You search it, it don't not. It's not there. It don't show up. It's only that story is only on that YouTube page. What the hell? But this situation, oh, it's uh, Godfrey. Once again, I said, go Go follow this brother right here, Foundational Black American History, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just getting really ridiculous. Yeah, it's spreading a lot of it too. Another thing they're doing is put the title about one thing, the video's about something different. And so when you click the video, it's about something different, but they just trying to get clicks and views. The video don't have nothing to do with the title. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? What is this? Crazy. Gonna make YouTube, gonna make it more like the mark of the beast. YouTube is gonna tighten up. You know, YouTube gonna figure out some way to shut that down, which is gonna make it harder for everybody. It's all they doing, making us have to jump through more loops to get a channel. That's all they doing. Now, Godfrey, I feel like Godfrey is an African that been imitating Black Americans to not sound African and did end up being able to do impersonations because the whole time he been impersonating a foundational Black American when he was young. I can understand that because it probably definitely wasn't cool to be no African. But because his parents is African, they definitely had him in these private type schools around whites because you know especially the Africans, uh, they don't live around us. They'll live more towards the European area. The only ones that live around us is Jamaicans. Some of them, half of the Jamaicans will go close to the white, and the other half be some else. Wherever he grow up at, he ain't grow up in the hood. Not speaking like that. And if he did, he never went outside. So, brother Papa Dot, blacks like that don't go outside. Their mamas and them don't let them go outside. They'll go to the school. They'll stay up at the school and do after school programs at the school and come home. So he wasn't outside because he speak too much like a Catholic school white kid. So he speaks very well. He doesn't speak like an African and he doesn't speak like a Black American. So he speaks like a private school kid. But he's an actor. He does impersonations. So every now and then you'll see him say, I grew up in Chicago. But his Chicago impersonation is not that good. He should work on it because every time he do the Chicago thing, it's a little cringeworthy. Godfrey, if you're watching, you know your Chicago bit, it ain't so Chicago-y. I mean, no, it doesn't work. You grew up in the house. You know, people say grew up in Chicago, but they was always in the house. But you didn't really grow up in Chicago. You grew up in the house. You wasn't outside, man. You wasn't outside. Godfrey was not outside at all. Godfrey was around private school kids. But he learned how to pretend he was outside. And that was the beginning of him doing impersonations. He's always been able to try to figure out how he could impersonate a black Chicagoan. That's how he started. After first impersonating whites, because the first thing he had to do was impersonate whites so he could get in where he fit in, so he wouldn't be so black, so African. I know psychology. I know exactly what he went through. I went to private schools with blacks like him that really beat and went through a lot. And they typically don't like blacks because they typically have sucked up too much to the white students that so they almost believe they them, and to stay like them they got to dislike the blacks just like the white student. So when my mother took me out of sent me to a private school like that, to a Lutheran school, after growing up in a black community, uh, if I went to school with white kids in Godfrey would be on their side. Uh, if they wanted to like make me the underdog or whatever, he would be the black one with them. But by the time my parents did that, was a little too late. So it really wasn't kind of safe to be my enemy because I was like doing a lot of straightening real early, real early. So then Godfrey would have had to jump back on my side once he seen I punked all his little friends and, get all his little friends in there and let them know it wasn't big for her, but let them know Stu Gambling is here. And, it's a new sheriff in town, things is different, and like that. So I went to school with Godfrey's, but it was it, he was the bullies were not powerful because it was that era where how you have the whites and then you start sending blacks, but I start coming when the blacks started, where it started almost going black. You know what I'm saying? Where because if it's white and it's like two blacks, and then let's say you got 150 kids, it's two blacks, and by the time I get there, if it's 150 kids, that's 75 and 75. And once they get about 50 black kids, shit, that's even because we so dominant. So once it's 100 to 50, the table starts shifting. By the time I get there, it's like 80, 70. So it's over with. 70% black, 70 blacks, 80 whites. It's over. That's over. Oh, that's big. That's over. They're not that powerful. So the Godfrey is kind of like stuck in the middle. Right? So he's all messed up anyway. Because I see him try to do his black, he get mad, you know? And he's got to work on it because every time when he wants to do his black impersonation, he says, I grew up in Chicago as his black. I said, bro, you got to get another bit. You keep using that bit, but that's his little bit. Chicago, he say Chicago. He try to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, something like that. So I do kind of feel sorry for him because he's an African around whites. Gotta he gotta go from African to a Negro white actor. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? In all fairness to Godfrey, that's a lot for a kid to go through. To come from Africa and then be around. He can't be no African, not if he go into a Catholic school or a private school like that. He can't. Because a black person can't even be black if they're outnumbered. When I got to Zion Lutheran School in the seventh grade, my friends that had been there since the second grade and stuff, they couldn't be black because it would have dominated white society. Serious racism and bullying. And these is black Americans that got to act white. So imagine an African in Chicago that got to act white. You can hear how he talk. So he, in all fairness to Godfrey, I know what's going on. That's three different identities. Y'all don't notice he got three identities? The white guy one, the African white guy one, and the black white guy one. The black African white guy one. But he's always white. He's always white, like a white African. So he's either just a straight white African or he's a white black African. He's always two or three people. He's never an African. I don't know if y'all noticed that. He's always a guy. Like the way he talks, we don't talk like that. Africans don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's never, I'm being fair to the brother. He's not, he has to switch between them. That's what he's been doing his whole life. He has to. He's not switching on purpose. He's not switching on purpose. He's not even aware of the switch like you might think. This is something he's been doing. He had to learn how to do that by the seventh grade. Seventh, eighth, ninth grade. He had to learn how to do that. So I'm gonna be fair. I know what's going on with him. So he's been bullied by whites and black Americans. Oh yeah. He's been getting it on both sides. For sure. At this point, it's just second nature, like a bird flies south. I wouldn't call it program. Yeah, I wouldn't call it program. I would go what he's saying, survival. I wouldn't call it program. I would say survival. I'll be fair to the brother. You know what I'm saying? I know. Not in him. That's just what he is. Like, but I guess you could say in him, but it's not really in him. It's him. It's hard to explain. So he's been struggling, and that enhanced his ability to do impersonations. I'm telling you, that's and you know what I'm saying. That is why he could do impersonations. I would be one of the few people that have the psychological knowledge and been in a situation to know, to really talk to him, and he would really know, I really know. Because he was in the situation I would have been in, but I was too old already, and I was already from outside, and he was from Africa. I was already from outside. I already had dice in my pocket. I already had cigarettes. I was already with the hands. I was already still gambling. And so seventh grade, I was like, 7th grade, I was like a sophomore. I'm already drinking vodka and orange juice. I'm already smoking cigarettes. I'm already rolling up. I'm already shooting dice. I'm wearing tailor made clothes. I'm not no 7th grader. And the black gangs was scary because if you in the 7th grade, the gangs you worried about is not 8th grade, 9th grade, they 10th, 11th, 12th, and the first year out. These the older boys that's terrorizing the neighborhood. So being in 7th grade in the black community and dealing with those gang members that might be like I said, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, the age to be college. Then when not you in the 7th grade and you get around like a 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade white dude, that's that's they ain't got nothing on no Blackstone Rangers or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They like shut your stupid ass up. See what I'm saying? They not scary compared to. Now, but one thing you ain't gonna do, you're not gonna teach on top of me. Be a little quiet because I feel like now I feel like you conflicted. You know, you shut up because now you becoming a conflict. Just be quiet. Like they're not here to listen to you. You over whooping. Be quiet. I don't want you teaching on top of me. Go get you a channel. You know, come over here and try to teach on top of me. Be quiet. You're doing too much. See what I'm saying? No, it's what I said, not your interpretation of what I said. You know? See, it's called Pharaoh said that, not no nigga in the chat said a damn thing. This ain't called motherfuckers in the chat said. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keep it real. It's called Pharaoh said that. It ain't called the chat said that. I mean, just to remind everybody. So I do know what Godfrey gone through because I know how a lot of the Africans they don't move in the black neighborhood. They move like on the north side. They don't be on the south side. They be in the white neighborhoods. That's a fact. Because if he grew up in a black neighborhood, anywhere close to a black neighborhood, he would say it. He never say where. That tell you. I know where. He was on the north side. It ain't no Africans on the south side. It ain't no Africans on the west side. All Africans on the north side. I know where he was at. So that's why let me tell the story. All the Africans on the north side. So I know exactly. So he has resentment for white racism and he has resentment for the hood, the blacks in the hood. That's been said so like, why you talk like you white and stuff? You know how kids are. Kids don't know no better. You know, he looked African. So you can imagine the girls and everybody, ooh, you know, they didn't consider him like handsome. Not really, with the self hate in the black community. So he got like some kind of issues and stuff. That's why he be lashing out, you know? So I don't feel really comfortable dogging them knowing psychologically because I'm really good at psychology and psychiatry and sociology too. So I don't feel 100% right trashing him, knowing his mental, because he's wrong, but he not intentionally wrong. He really can't really do no better, to be honest. So when he gets around these two haters, now this dude is just a straight hater. He's some African dude that played in the NFL, got advantages because he played football, but he don't really like black Americans. And this dude is a feminine guy, African up in Europe, that plays a lot of black characters and is very highly disrespectful and talks down on black people. He said, uh, if you take the Nigerian voice and change it and add a little bit of slavery and raise and lower the tone, you'll get the But then he said, if you bring it back up and raise it, then you get like a strong African or some shit like that. This guy right here. Now, him and I meeting, it won't really go too well. Because the first thing I asked him, what was all that you were saying about the voice changing and that we got to talk like y'all and we talk like a slave? Did I hear you say that we took a Nigerian voice? They are. That we took a Nigerian voice and we lowered it. That's the secret, you know. You know that's the secret of they little. Mama Deb. I wasn't going. Mama Deb exposed it. Don't blame Pharaoh. Don't blame. She did it. Mama Deb, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But Mama Deb, that's the secret between them three. Okay. You cute too. Hey now. Hey, Mama Deb. I should have been zoomed in on your picture. Yeah. Mama Deb is telling. Pharaoh wasn't gonna say nothing. The black woman see it. So that's their connection. They're feminine. I ain't saying they're gay. I'm just saying they were sitting around. We need to start a podcast. We need to start a podcast, talk about what we go through. Girl. So, yeah, I wasn't going to say that part because he's definitely hey, Mama Deb, he's definitely what we call it, honey child. He definitely. I ain't saying he gay. I'm just saying he honey child. Him. It all came out, and he's slow because he should slow down because now they finna tell. They're gonna tell. I give it about at the most 3 weeks, and they finna tell on him. Yeah, they're gonna tell on him. So they all is, and they all have a grudge against Foundation of Black America. They don't like us. And actually, none of the blacks like us. Because of our way we carry ourselves once we rose up out of slavery, our dominant vibration. They don't like it. When we rose up and we was the Temptations and Smokey Robinson and James Brown and Muhammad Ali, that dominant black male and woman. Even the black woman, she was the dominant black woman. And they don't like that. And was the hero. And for years they watch everybody praise us and praise our accomplishments. And we're the big movie stars and we're the ones, we're the Sidney Poitier, we're the Sammy Davis, we're the everything. We're the James Brown, we're the Aretha Franklin, we're the Temptations, we're the Smokey Robinson and Miracles, we're the big actors, we're the first ones all on TV, we're the first ones. So all the other blacks, a lot of their hate come from being in their homeland and watching their people look up to us and not them. So imagine you're a black man in Africa and everybody in Africa likes a black man in America. So a lot of those black men in Africa, they despise us for that. Jamaica too, all over the Caribbean, all in Europe. They despise all that. Ali, kumbaya, they despise all that. I got soul and I'm super bad. James Brown, all that. Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, all that glory for a lot of years. Think about how many years. I know y'all younger than me. But think about since I was a baby, right? Civil rights was 1968. But since I was a baby, how big have black people in America been? Huge. Since I was a baby, we was on, when I was little, Nat King Cole was on TV, Sammy Davis Jr., Flip Wilson. The Supremes was on TV early. When I was little, Ed Sullivan, my world is empty without you. My mom being there watching it. Dionne Warwick was on there. Dionne Warwick was on TV and Gladys Knight so much it was crazy. There was no black people on TV more than Dionne Warwick, Gladys Knight, and Sammy Davis Jr., but especially Dionne Warwick and Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight more than anybody. Y'all too young to know. Gladys Knight and the Pips stayed on TV. I'm talking about all the time. Flip Wilson. Flip Wilson had a TV show. Even when Flip Wilson lost his show, Gladys Knight was the black person on TV the most. And I'm not kidding. We used to have to wait to see the black stars come on, the Ed Sullivan, whatever. You ain't got to wait long to see Gladys. Gladys stayed on TV. She leaving on that mid. Everybody knew the brothers and everything. You lucky you to die, Sal. My people would have. Nah, let me see. Nah, look at you. Yeah, look at you. They left all the weak ones in Africa because you couldn't do nothing. So if you were slow, couldn't do nothing, they only bought the best. They only bought the smartest. That's where they got all the inventions. They left most of the dummies in Africa. I ain't trying to say y'all dumb, but I'm saying that's how they got all these inventions. They weren't going, if you go over there, somebody digging in their nose, you ain't going to make a slave out of him. You're going to make a slave out of the one that can come and help you get a car and all that. Now, it's a fact. If you're going to go and you're going to conquer some people, this is in war. You always take the best. You don't bring the bombs like this dude. You leave him over there because he can't benefit you. You go take the strongest warriors. Then you don't have to worry about them coming back. You leave with a punk over there, you ain't got to worry about him rising up. That's a fact. They ain't never been nothing. They could never, the Africans couldn't beat us in nothing. All this time. No Olympics, no nothing. Muhammad Ali used to knock them out. he talking crazy. You leave the docile ones. If you want somebody to work hard, you're gonna bring the strongest. You're not gonna bring nobody can't lift nothing, can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. Yeah. Y'all ain't in Minnesota on nothing. Y'all in Minnesota walk around dusty and mess the whole place up. Y'all don't everywhere y'all go, it look like the backwoods. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't bring no type of ingenuity, no type of technology, no it's like got done the black African Flintstones. You ain't nobody. You come to Chicago, we'll do you dirty. You couldn't last 2 days in Chicago. That's why ain't none of y'all here. That's why y'all up there in Minnesota with the white people. Y'all ain't coming where it's a lot of black people's at. Get dusted off. Dust your sandals off. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And your women. Like, don't nobody want y'all women. So they left them in Africa. They was tore up. They was busted and disgusted. And they couldn't be trusted. I'm just saying, get your dingy ass on. Go take a bath, bro. Dust yourself. Like you ain't got no, bro. Somebody vacuum, bro. Y'all ain't got no vacuum cleaners or nothing. Somebody hit him with the dust buster. You know, vacuum him. You Ashley, how you in the Ashley on the picture? I gotta blow off my chat. He done left dust on the chat. You know. Damn. I ain't never had nobody. I ain't never had nobody so dusty that it came through the computer and was on my laptop. You the first one. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Lord have mercy. I ain't never had nobody in the chat that left dust over here. Now you know you dusty. The dust that went through the internet. Damn. Bruh. Lord have mercy. Look, bro, if you watch it, say after me. It's easy. What? Just take each syllable at a time. There you go. So lean. Now say it faster. Vaseline. Right. Vaseline. Get you some. Yeah, get you some. Repeat after me, Dusty Man. Vaseline. There you go. Now get you some. Or if you ain't got none, go to the gas station and get some mobile. You know, you so dusty, you might got to use car oil. Vaseline might not work. You might got to go to the AutoZone. You know what I'm saying? You're so ashy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you might have to go to AutoZone. You know what I'm saying? And get you some mobile oil. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I can't even hit you, your mommy, because she's so dusty, she might set us on fire. I be trying to knock your mom back and poof, you flame up. She got the dusty coochie over there. Yeah, she could keep that. You know what I'm saying? But good luck with that anyway. Yeah, good luck with that. But wherever you at, stay there. Don't come to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Stay where you at. You got a better chance there. Y'all come to Chicago playing, boy, this shit gonna go real bad. Especially if you get in trouble, you get stuck in the county jail with us. It's gonna go bad, King Osabi. Mm-hmm. You know you don't want none with me. 'Cause I got a dirt devil on my soul. I'm gonna vacuum your ass. You know what I'm saying? Come over here and play with me. I'm gonna bust out the dirt devil. I'm gonna tell you. or take you to the car wash, put some quarters in there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be all another color tomorrow. Thank you, my friend. I didn't mean to be mean. I was just dusty. I was just dusted and disgusted. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Now go oil up your sandals, right? Go get you some, some crackers and rice, and go calm down. You know what I'm saying? Before I call ice. Get some crackers and rice before I call ice. So I'm gonna call ice if you keep playing me. Ice. One of them is over here. You're gonna know him when you see him. He's dingy. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta describe him. You will know who to pick up when you get over here. I'm just saying. The dingiest one. Boy, listen. Boy, listen. Listen. Boy, listen. Big Pharaoh is not the one. I was a king signifier in school. I got another, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get in a signified with Tyreek, but I'm too old. He'll win because he'll have all the old jokes. But if I was young, I'd go live and say, come on, Tyreek, let's have a signifier. That should be fun as hell because he's funny. He's going to be throwing bombs. That remind me of high school because he can signify. He good competition, but I'm too old. I'll lose with his ass. He rough. Yeah, I'll lose. I'll lose with Tyreek. I'm too old. I wish I was Tyreek age. We'd sure get on live. We have a signify off. We sure would. But that'll be fun as hell. Boy, he funny. He is hilarious. If I went to school with him, that's all we would have did. Me and him was sitting in the back of class talking about each other like a dog. That's all we would have did all day. For real. For real, that's what we would have did. I couldn't wait to get to class with him. Nah, I'll lose. I can't win. I can't beat him. I'm too old. I can't beat him. I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, I can't beat him. He handsome and young. I'm old. Hell no, I'm going to lose. I can't win. One thing about it, you know what you can win, you know what you can't. I can't win with him. I'm going to lose bad. It's too much wrong with me. Shit, I'm 68. Yes, I'm a professional signifier. If the shoe was on the other foot, he wouldn't have a chance. I'm just telling you. He wouldn't have a chance. I don't got a chance. I'm telling y'all, I'm a professional signifier. I know signified. I will lose. I'm a professional signifier. I will lose. For sure. He don't got no, it wouldn't be no jokes. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I told you I would lose. I would lose. Signify, you got to have some type of advantage. You can't be at a disadvantage and signify. Now, we around the same age, yeah, but me older like that and him younger like that, nah. That's a suicide. That's like being real fat and getting a signify. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know nothing about signify. I know about signifying. I cannot beat them. Can't happen. But it would be fun if it could be close. It can't be close, so it would be no fun. Because he'd be cracking me up. But back to what we was talking about, the Black Americans and the Africans and the Haitians is at a standstill right now. And the Black Americans are in an advantage. The same thing I said about Tyreek. The Africans and Haitians is at a disadvantage because poverty situations, overcrowding in different countries, uh, economics is not doing well. And when economics don't do well, they're going to throw out the newest people. So Africans are going to get thrown out everywhere, and Haitians too. It's not no coincidence they're throwing these people out. Money is tight. Money is tight. And if you when money get tight, immigrants are the first ones that get thrown out. Africans are about to be thrown out of all over Europe. They're about to be thrown out. Laws are going to be changed to revoke citizenship if you got it within so many years. If you got recent citizenship, they're going to pass laws that well, if you ain't been a citizen like 15 years, you got to get out. Remember, I said it first. Everything changes when the economy goes down. Also, violence increased, so a lot of immigrants will leave on their own. If this economy crashes, y'all think Africans would be safe over here? When if Americans were struggling for food and had to sleep in their cars at parking lots? Shit. I'm just asking. You think any immigrants, black ones especially, black ones and Hispanic ones, no, even without Trump. And economies are collapsing. They don't want to tell you, but economies are collapsing. Why you think they're not really telling you about all the storms? I know y'all know that they're not telling you about all the storms. I know y'all know that. And the reason they're not telling you about all the storms because the storms are destroying the food, the crops. So they can't tell the whole story, so they're not saying nothing. Look at the fires was in Georgia. Look at the fires was in Florida. Look at the fires that's up north up here. Look at the mudslides. Look at the floods. They never mention the food, do they? They never mention any food being destroyed, do they? Y'all ain't noticed that? They never mention any corn being burned up, wheat, food, beans, nothing. Apple trees, orange trees, they don't mention it. Nothing. I guess that ain't catching on fire. Almond trees, all the ground food. I guess so in these floods, all the ground food ain't destroyed. All the potatoes and stuff people grow with all these floods. They can't tell you. They can't be causing no panic. Governments know not to tell you that. It'll make it worse. They have to try to figure out if they could do something before you find out. And one of the first things they're gonna do is throw out non-Americans. You have to get out. And so, what I really wanted to talk about with this subject is what the hell is wrong with Godfrey and them two African brothers, especially Godfrey and this guy. Why would they come up with those conversations right now? If they would have been talking to me, I would have said, listen, y'all, don't talk about nothing like that right now. That's what I would have told them. They made a huge mistake. On that 154 show, they should only talk about Africa. They should have never talked about immigration or anything like that in the U.S. under these circumstances. I don't know what the hell they was thinking. That's one reason I didn't want to just jump and diss them because I was more tripping over the fact that they picked the wrong conversation. I'm like, bro, I know. Yeah, but it ain't arrogance, it's stupidity because arrogance ain't gonna make you do nothing stupid. It's stupidity. Listen, no, it ain't got nothing to do with us. This has nothing to do with us. This has everything to do with the government. Why would you talk about different black immigrants while ICE is out there? Why? Why would some black immigrants highlight that, hey, we're black immigrants and we over here talking about American stuff? Seriously. Listen, if they're talking about all this stuff and he's an immigrant and he's an immigrant, what do you think the American government is thinking? I'm like, that's what I came over here. Now I'm to the meat of my conversation. This is what I came over here for. Because at first I was going to jump into it like everybody else. But then I'm thinking, why is these black immigrants talking when the white America throwing immigrants out? Y'all from Africa. And y'all talk about all this stuff in front of the Trump administration? Really? And what do Godfrey and this guy think the Trump administration is going to say? We got to throw all these Africans out. They're going to get Africans thrown out quicker. What do they think white people think about them sitting up there talking about immigrants against black Americans and they immigrants? That's why I came over here. I know y'all was like, well, why he just ain't jumping on Godfrey now? Because that ain't the angle I was really coming from. I'm looking at them like they crazy. Listen, if I'm an African or somebody that ain't really no white American, I'm not talking about no immigration subjects. I'm going to tell you, under the Trump administration. I'm just not. I don't want to talk about nobody being from somewhere else. He gonna tell you no lie. I'm like, why are they talking about who came from where and what is wrong with them? Don't he know Godfrey know they'll look at him and say, we got to get this guy out of here. Is Godfrey aware of that? Is Godfrey aware that the Trump administration will look and say, what's his status? Oh, his status. Where's his parents from? We got to figure out a way to get him out of here. Trump and them gonna say fucking African over here talking. Am I lying? What you think Trump say? He see two, three Africans over here running their mouth about American business. What do you think white Americans think about them talking, period? That's where you're so busy hating on me, you ain't got your eyes open. They so busy hating on us that they don't understand they making themselves a target. Facts. What you they don't see, that's why blacks, when you come over here, you need to talk to us. Because white Americans will look at him. He's over here talking about black Americans, but him and his daddy ain't even know Americans. Him and his daddy need to get out, to be honest with you. He's got a lot of nerve. He's a fucking Nigerian. And this guy too. They don't know white people do that. And this guy comes all the way over from England in America's business. We have to do something about those flights from England. Call Nancy, and they got to stop letting these guys like this fly over here. Make them stay his ass in England. That's what they gonna say. Because you somebody they don't like more than they don't like me. And they see you talk about me, but they don't like you more. Duh. And they don't like me, but they really, really, really don't like y'all. They don't like y'all. They didn't accept it. Well, they've been here forever. Hey, whatever. Black Americans, just cut their welfare and stuff like that. Well, they're Americans. Do they really think white Americans go side with them over black Americans? You're not Americans. They hate you. And what I've been trying to tell my audience forever, white people don't like rats and snakes and traitors. So when white Americans see these black people going against black people, they hate you. Americans don't like traitors. White America, if they watch this, they're going to consider Godfrey, this guy, and this guy traitors. They're thinking, we wish a white person would do us like that. This is a shame. And they're black just like the black Americans. And look at them. Oh, I can't stand rats and traitors. That's how they go. Look at you. Nobody likes a rat and a traitor. They don't understand white Americans. White Americans don't like rats and traitors. They don't like them. They don't like to see black people that go against black people. They don't like you because they like if black people can't trust you, then they can't trust you. That's how they gonna look at it. They're gonna look at it. Well, if black Americans can't trust them, you know damn well we can't. You know they don't like us, but they dumbasses. That's why I was so soft when I came over here, because I had to wait and really tell y'all what I was really, because my mind was just spinning, because I was like, I know these dumbass dudes. They don't know nothing about white people. This is why black immigrants supposed to lock in with us. We would have told them. White people don't like traitors against their race. They don't. They do not. Because they ain't gonna look at it like, I wish a white person would do us like that. They looking like, boy, if somebody came over from Ireland or something like that and talked against white Americans, they'd be like, so that's how they looking at it. They looking at you like, what if you was white and you came over here talking against us? What a piece of shit. That's how they looking at you. Because nobody likes nothing that they wouldn't accept. And white Americans would not accept no white foreigners coming to America and speaking against them. So they ain't gonna like you. Nobody likes a rat and a traitor. My mama taught us that. That if me and my sister go to school and the kids see me mistreat my sister, the kids gonna dog me and my sister. And they really not gonna like me. So these men that came over here and they don't know. White people can't stand them. Can't stand them. They got in front of white people and let them see they was rats and traitors to their own race. For real. Because one thing Godfrey don't know nothing about, none of them know nothing about black Americans, and guess what that means? That means you don't know nothing about white Americans either. These are facts. You see, they don't know nothing about black Americans. Which means they don't know nothing about white America. They don't know nothing about Americans, period. Americans don't like rats and traitors. They done got in front of them people and was traitors. And nobody gonna trust you if you snake your own people. Who gonna trust you? Asians wouldn't like them. Whites wouldn't like them. Hispanics wouldn't like them. No other race likes these guys. Nobody likes you when you go against y'all. That is a fact. This is something they don't talk about. And they don't know white people in America. They don't like rats. The Italians don't like rats. The Irish, no, they don't like rats. Get they out of here. Yes. Watch. Watch. This guy, they'll have him on the news. They're going to go after him. He'll be on the news. What? He'll be on the news. Hey, everything better be squeaky goddamn clean. Or he's going to be on the news. This guy, his visas and shit, his movies, think he going to get another movie over here? He going to have to get his movie over there. And guess what them white people going to think when he gets back to England and they seen him over here hating on other blacks? They're going to look at him like this. We seen you in America hating on black people, on your own black people. We wouldn't go over there hating on white Americans like you went over there hating on black Americans. You ain't going to see nobody. You ain't going to see no white person come from England and say nothing about no goddamn white Americans. They might say something about a Democrat versus a Republican. They ain't finna come over here and find faults with no white. Ain't no white people gonna come over here and find no faults with no whites. They looking at these dudes like the worst traitors. Nobody likes a rat and a traitor. They've showed the whole world that they was traitors and rats, and they can't be trusted, especially this one. Godfrey's career is over. So he ended his career. What are you gonna do? Black impersonations after he been disrespecting black people? How that's gonna look? What are you gonna do? And that show is going in abruptly. 154, it's gonna just disappear. I do this and I know that show is done. That show's gonna disappear. Godfrey not gonna have that show and not gonna have nothing else. And who we gonna get to come to his comedy show? Because Black Americans ain't gonna come like that. White people ain't gonna come. Not like that. No. Mm-mm. There ain't no Pan Africanists. They don't make no money from no Pan Africanists. White people ain't going to see white. Nobody likes a traitor, man. I'm telling you, John. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know. Go in a white environment with some black people and let them see you mistreat the black one. I'm telling you what I know. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. And you can't come over here. If I say go left, you can't come over here and say right. Log off, come back tomorrow, and I won't block you. But don't say nothing else. I'm about to get you out of here. Go teach on your own page. Go teach on your own page. Don't come and try to don't try to come try to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you know that's what you're doing. But go on your own page. Because I really do this. You don't know what you're talking about. White people do not like rats and traitors. They do not. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't know them. Nobody likes a rat. Nobody. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about this one I'm talking about. Anybody will tell you that. Ask an old black person, older than me. Go ask somebody. I'm 60. Ask somebody in their late. Just ask one of your older relatives. Ask one of your older relatives and say, "Man, I'm watching a brother," and he said, "When white people see black people go against black people, they don't like them." What they tell you? They gonna tell you it's absolutely they don't. Nobody likes somebody that their own people can't trust them. Nobody gonna trust you. Man, listen, nobody gonna trust you if your own people can't trust you. If you go out there in the world and you beat up your real brother, nobody gonna like you. Nobody gonna mess with you if you beat up your brother in front of people that's not your relative. I'm telling you, your mama and them teach you that. That if you go up to school and you fight your brother or your sister, all them kids gonna beat both of y'all up. From then on, they gonna pick on both of y'all. They gonna beat both of y'all up. The only way they gonna respect me and my sister is me and my sister always like this. If they see me arguing with my sister, going against my sister, anything, they're gonna lower my sister's standard and they're gonna lower my standard. That's a fact. Me and my sister gonna have smoke from then on. Because now we done opened up divide and conquer. And if we didn't divide, they couldn't conquer. You heard about divide and conquer? All right, then. Nobody likes a rat. You can watch a gangster picture. Let's say there's some gangsters, and I'm a gangster from another crew. And I go over to say, "Hey, Sammy, say, what are you doing over here? You're with Big Red." They'll say, I say, I just want to let you know, Big Red and them is talking about doing something to you. I say, you're with Big Red, right? Yeah, but I thought I'll let you know, Big Red. I heard him say it. I said, okay, thanks. As soon as we turn around, they're going to put one in the back of my head. Ask the gang, tell a gangster what I said. If you with a gang and you go tell the other gang and snitch on the gang, when you turn around, they're going to put one in the back of your head. They're going to say, thanks. As soon as you turn around, pop. Ask somebody in the streets. Ask somebody in prison or county jail. Ask somebody in the county jail. Ask somebody in the county jail if you can go tell on your own. Ask them. And you're gonna be fine, and everybody gonna trust you, and you're gonna be fine. No, you're not. Them brothers should have just did they show, and they shouldn't have spoke on none of that. They should have just spoke on something else. They shouldn't have spoke on no type of black division in front of white America or Asian America or Hispanic America. They shouldn't. They done. Let's say I'm a white man. I got a movie coming out. I could put him in the movie. Go in the chat and tell me what I'm gonna be thinking about when it's between him and somebody else in the movie. What am I gonna be thinking about with putting him in a movie, upcoming movie with that's about something black? What am I gonna be thinking? On the business side, let me see who got businesses. If I got a movie role of him playing somebody black, and he's already played these other black people, but lately he been running his mouth. He said some negative things towards black Americans. And I got a movie, and he wants to roll. What is Hollywood going to think about him getting the role? Put it in the chat. On the business side, no, they're gonna think less people gonna come see it. They know I ain't coming to see it. They know all these people in the thing ain't that's less money. That's ticket that's lost. People not coming to see him. He ran away money. That's how they only look at dollars and cents. He ran away a whole bunch of money. He's going to mess your movie up because when he put the movie out, they're going to be on social media saying, this is the guy that plays black characters and don't like black people. Movie done. Because they already saying he's been playing black characters and we don't like him playing our heroes. And then he got his dumb ass. I could not believe it. The man's already being accused. A lot of black actors are being accused of getting roles of our heroes. This man, go watch what he said. He said we change our voice, and then we change our voice, we'd be back free. If we talk like him, he said we'd be back free. He said we start talking like a slave. And he said when we go back and talk to him like him and the voice get higher, he said we free again. Man, they not giving him no job. He know that right now. He know he fucked up right now. Right now, when he go back and watch that, he's doing this. When he goes to Hollywood, with all the black Americans, how they gonna be looking at him? When he gotta go to a award show with movies, actors, black actors and actresses, that's foundational black Americans. How are they, people like Denzel and them, gonna be looking at him? All of the black American actors, after what he said, how you think they're gonna be looking at him? On top of that, he taking their roles and undercutting their roles. They already don't like him. They already don't like him because he taking their roles and doing them for cheaper. And he said that he's done. That man entered his career. Like I've seen this where he's finished. His career is over. Because other businessmen, they're not going to bet on that. See, businessmen, they don't want to gamble. They don't want to gamble now. Now he done became a gamble. He could be Snake Eyes. They're like, okay, he pushed it enough. They already didn't like him doing the roles, and he went and said, "Dad, what a dummy." Okay, we gotta put a foundational black American in this next movie. Because with FBA, the movies is gonna put FBA in all their movies. They want to get money. They're like, oh, FBA is in? Okay. We need FBA. Find me some FBA actors. Black immigrants are out. Especially after this loser. He should have just been quiet. He was supposed to say, I love black Americans. I love black Americans. It's an honor to be able to play the role of black Americans. I'm looking forward to doing some movies side by side with black Americans. Especially with the black American playing the star role and then me. I'm looking forward to that. My brothers and sisters, I want to make sure all my brothers and sisters do well. See, if he would have been trained by Big Pharaoh, I would have told him how to be a player, what to say. He's done. If London, when he get back to London, nobody likes a loser. So when you get hot like that, everybody like, no, don't stand next to me. Don't stand next to me. No, I don't agree with his views. Nobody wants to stand next to dude. We all know you ain't supposed to say everything you thinking, fool. That man said that if you talk like him and then you bring it down and you bring it low and you bring in the pain and then you bring in the slavery, what he said about us. And then he said, when you bring it up and you can talk and you be like me, you're back free again. And Godfrey said, free, yeah. Your community, most of my people, who is your people? Oh, we don't give a damn about y'all. We don't give a damn what y'all think. Y'all dusty, ain't got nothing going on, and running behind us. Go home. Go home to your people, right? Go home to your people. Get off the internet, because that shit you send on the internet gonna go bad outside in the streets. Get off the internet, okay? And go home to your people. Go watch your people. Don't watch me. Go watch your people. Because if your people was all that, you'd be watching people. You wouldn't be watching me. Go watch your people. Bye. You ain't watch your people because your people ain't talking about shit. Your people whack. That's why you watching me. If your people was popping, you'd be watching your people. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't know nothing. That's why y'all play Malcolm X and play black. Why you don't play your people? If your people that great, why you playing our people? Bro, shut up. Another dummy. Now imagine you get on the internet, say who his people is, and blacks in Chicago and blacks and stuff say, "Oh man, he so don't like us," and then his people walk around, they find out. See what I'm saying? Putting a target on his people back. Boy, it ain't nothing but 15 of y'all over here. Y'all ain't nobody in the United States. There's 50 million of us. Y'all ain't nobody, bro. Y'all numbers ain't up enough. Type that shit in your tribal language. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't paying on it. You didn't even look like you was on nothing, bruh. I'm not gonna get on here and tell you what my people against your people out here on these streets. Your numbers too small. And you Africans, you running all over the world. You running all over the world. And so if you ain't shit in your motherland, hey, bro, nobody want to hear that. You losing in Africa all day. You're constantly running to other people's countries. But you beating on your chest how you're a great Nigerian that's fleeing Nigeria. You're a great Ghanaian that's fleeing Ghana. Your people, the other Africans of South Africa, had to throw you out. All of that stuff y'all be saying, we already know is fake. You're running all over the country because your country sucks. Okay? Africa sucks. Africa can't take care of you. Okay? So you're all in Europe. You're in every country in Europe. They want you out. You're everywhere. Trying to act like you're so powerful, but you had to flee your motherland. Nobody believes you. You're all the way from Sudan in Minnesota. Talking about how great Sudan is, how great the Sudanese is in Minnesota. He don't believe that stuff, Beefy. He don't believe it, Beefy. Let me tell y'all something. When y'all see them Africans say that stuff, they just trying to upset you. They don't believe none of it. Stop acting like they believe it. He don't believe nothing. Soon as he get out of here, he got to deal with whatever immigration situation he really got going on. He got real issues going on. What he's saying to me was fake. I'm telling you. What he was saying to me is fake. Our people, this and that, fake. All of these, all over Europe, Africans from one country is fighting Africans in another country right now. All in the bars everywhere. All of the black on black fighting, which is a lot of it, unalive it, is Africans from two different countries are fighting all over Europe. I'm telling you, Africans from two different countries are fighting all over Europe. I'm telling you right now. Ask somebody. When you see them come and troll us, that's the hide what's really going on. Think about it. If everything was great, they wouldn't be watching us. They're watching you to try to troll you, to try to throw you off, because they don't want to go live in their squalor and live under the real situation they living in. And that's it. Ain't nothing going on for them. There's nobody that's doing well that's coming into our chats, okay? Like a black American. Any black American that's going into African chats is not doing that well. Because the rest of us, is we going looking for Africans to go say something to? Like, I'm not getting up in the morning looking for no Africans talking to go say nothing to no Africans on no African live stream. Who do that? Just think about it. Who in their right mind gonna get up and go and look for some Africans talking to say something to some Africans? Y'all ain't nothing. Who do that? Who gonna do that? Anybody with a real life ain't doing that. We getting up, we going to the beach, we going to see our girl, we going to deal with the kids. We is not jumping on the internet trying to find no Africans having no conversation. Not that I know of. They jump in our conversations, but we ain't get on down by no going to get no African conversation. Not that I know of. I ain't never seen it before, and I be by everybody else that be on the internet. I don't know nobody looking for no Africans. They be coming in our stuff trolling because they ain't got nothing going on in life. But we busy. I know I don't be going in no Africans. When I see, if I see news about Africa, war or something, I might click on. But if I see Africans, I don't click on Africans talking. I only see Godfrey and them because I clicked on the Black American. That's the Black American I clicked on. He was talking about. I don't click on Godfrey or no Africans. I don't watch. I don't even watch a Poetic Flacco. I unsubscribed to him like 3 weeks ago. I don't want to see nothing what Flacco talking about. It's uninteresting. He pandering. And the titles and stuff he be saying don't even be what's in the video. He'll say anything just to get you to click on it. Got a picture. This is devastating for Boozy. Then you go over there, it ain't even devastating. It's like, you know what? Boy, you ain't poetic, but your ass is a Flacco. But ain't nothing poetic about you. Okay, let me unsubscribe to this chubby tether. Because he's just clickbaiting. I said, okay, I'll be all right without your fake news. Okay, yeah, I'll be all right. Nah, ain't nobody, ain't nobody really. They ain't interested. They ain't talk about nothing. Not that I know of. We the only ones be interested. I ain't gonna lie. The only ones be interested is Foundation of Black Americans. Black Americans be the only ones interested. Maybe some news channels barely. They getting corny because they just saying anything. But the only ones be interested in is us. Y'all ain't noticed that? The other people, they don't be interested. They don't be talking about nothing. Unless you following somebody like health or exercise. Yeah, they could be any kind of race of people. You know, they talking about the best pull ups or push ups. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But as far as people talking, I don't really find other people that ain't, they don't be talking about nothing. Before I watch Freddie Flunker, I'd rather watch Seti Nash. I'd rather watch Seti Nash. Oskino. I watch Oskino. Seriously. I watched other. Oh Lord, and you're killing me. What's his name? I've been watching. I've been watching, bro. What's his name? I've been watching him. Hold on. Let me get bro some props. I've been watching him a lot. I got my own people that's super duper 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 interesting. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's his name? Man, he been tripping me out. What's his name? Hey, man, do be tripping me out. Hold on. That's who I've been watching. Harlem Legend TV. OG Murder. I be watching OG Murder, Tabitha Speaks, Harlem Legend TV, The Art of Dialogue, Dame Dash, anything he on, Oskino. That's mostly who I be watching. I'm looking at my history now. King Gonda. I watch him, King Gonda, because that's the Black American brother. Tell me I can get everything on Africa from him. Anything I want to know about Africa, I can get from bro. I don't gotta watch this brother. This is who I be watching. I find everything about Africa from him on my show. Yeah, yeah. Everything I want to know about Africa, I go to the homie. I think you got a lot of different channels. Yeah, I go right here. Or I go. If I want to really be entertained, I go watch Tyreek. Yeah, I go watch Tyreek. Yeah, I don't be watching them other people, man, like that. Heck no. Mm-mm. I watch Jim Jones, Oskino, Dame Art of Dialogue, or anything Dame Dash is on. The Sister Tabitha Speaks, OG Murder. That's mostly what I be watching. I'll be watching Ticket TV, Ticket TV. I watch Ticket TV, you know, Urban Politicians TV. Stay on your pivot, you know. I should be watching. I be watching us. I ain't lying. Nino Brown, crazy ass. Y'all be watching us. Or some whack 100 beefing with somebody or something like that. Some little boost got to say or something like that. I don't be watching. I don't be watching like them other people. I be trying to see what we got going on. You know, say cheese. What the hell is honeycomb braids you talking about? I don't miss nothing honeycomb braids be talking about. I be watching stuff that be tripped out. And honeycomb brazy is a character. Get that man a TV show. Please get that man a TV show. Please, please, please give honeycomb brazy a TV show. I would never miss it. Where they got that? Where they get him from? Boy, I be tripping out on dude. I like Honeycomb Brazy. I like Nino Brown, but boy, Honeycomb Brazy be tripping me out. You ever watch somebody that be kind of tripping you out? And you like, I can't believe this. I can't believe, dude. What you call, he is unbelievable. I just be looking. And that's a real person. I said, that's he really like that? Boy, be tripping me out. I like he really like that. That's how I get to go to the South in the hard part of the South, watching people like that. I be in the real South when I watch Honeycomb Brazy. I get a taste on how they really talking and functioning. I be tripping on dude. Man, I be tripping. That's kind of stuff I be tripping. Sometimes it ain't nothing on, nothing popping. Yeah. Yeah, O'Shea. I watch O'Shea. Nino Brown be tripping me out. So I don't really watch a lot of them other people like that. Tyreek, I watch him. Can somebody tell you what FBA stand for? Nope. Nope. Nobody can. Yep, nobody can. You'll figure it out. Go get another account. Come back so I can block that one too. Yeah, all that on the internet saying stuff. Boy, don't nobody get upset over that stuff like that. You just wasting your life. So that's what's going on with that. Them guys is weirdos. Godfrey has ruined his career. I don't know who's gonna come to his comedy show. Nobody taught him nothing. Look, if you watch him and you're a comedian, always remember, do not get involved with serious stuff. Because if you get involved with serious stuff, it's gonna hurt your image as a comedian. You're not gonna be funny anymore. And so Godfrey, his comedian, he must not be making no money as a comedian because he's not going to be able to get back funny. Yeah, I was supposed to interview Dewan B. I was supposed to interview him, and I never got around to it because I end up being too busy. But as soon as I get time, I'm interview. I watch him all the time because he's a music like historian. Yeah, he's a music historian. And he pro FBA, so yeah, I watch him. I was supposed to get him over here, but then a lot of stuff came up. I didn't want to waste his time again, so I'm gonna try to wait till I get back after I go write this book for a while. But I might get him while I'm out of town if I can. I don't know. But I talk a lot, so I don't get to watch as much. But once I get through talking, I don't be wanting to get back on the internet. But those are people I watch. I watch. I click on whatever Whack 100 is talking about. That's how I stay up what's going on in the black community. I click on whatever little Boosie talking about, good, bad, or indifference, just so I can see what's going on. I keep up with the news. I like a Harlem Ledger TV. He kind of brings what's going on quick, fast, and he gone. So yeah, I like Harlem Legend TV. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I like the intro music too. Intro music fire. Yeah, he got one of the best. Godfrey is described as a Pan African lifestyle comedian. I guess he's stupid. That's for sure. He's stupid. Yeah, I watched Water God a couple times. Yeah, Godfrey. When you're a comedian, you don't get in no serious shit. You can't be a Pan African comedian. It's not gonna work. I don't know what's wrong with him. If it ain't funny, he shouldn't talk about it. He shouldn't be talking to nobody but like people like Cedric the Entertainer, people like that, like comedians. And if I was him and I was his manager, all he would be showing is funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? All he would do better. You know how they be talking and showing clips? He would do better talking and showing comedy clips, showing funny stuff. He would make way more money. You know how people do commentary because they'll let you show other clips as long as you do some commentary. You can use other people's content. He should, Godfrey should be just finding all funny stuff and clipping it up and speaking on it, and then on his own speaking about funny situations, interviewing other comedians, up and coming comedians. That's what he should be doing. He shouldn't be doing no, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be doing all that serious stuff like that. I don't know what he's thinking. No Pan African shit. Don't nobody want to see no Pan African comedian. That's an oxymoron. An oxymoron. Y'all don't even go together. It's like, bro, what's wrong with you? Sassy. I don't know what's wrong with him. He should just stick with comedy, bro. I can see DL doing it because DL's comedy career is over. So it makes sense for DL usually. He's done. He wasn't that good of a comic. All his comedy was signifying on the audience, so that played out. Exactly. He need to go back to Africa. Black people definitely need to stop going to Africa, sweetheart. You're 100%. Black Americans should stop going to Africa. Don't go at all. Then there'll be some respect then. And one thing too, sweetheart, we run into Africa and don't even really go in to see all our family. Why would I go to Africa? I ain't even seen everybody in Alabama in how long? We need to go back to visiting our relatives. And they definitely not like us, and they don't like us. And why we spend our money with somebody that don't like us? And why are we going back in time when we more advanced in Africa? Why I want to go backwards to a less civilized, or less Africa is behind. They always try to pretend like it ain't, but it is. And black Americans get over there and try to act like it ain't behind. Africa is behind. You going back in time. And they thirsty. So they just trying to pick you up in their cab and try to scam. Scam, scam. When they see you, all they see is money. That's how Jamaica is. When you go to them countries like that, all they see is money. That's it. When you go to Jamaica, the Caribbean, Africa, all them places, all they see is money. That's it. You're not a person. They're not like America. When you go to a business in America, they see money too, but they don't see your money right in your hand. They see the money of you coming back. There's American business thinking of the long-term money. They're not gonna blow the opportunity for you to come back trying to cheat you out a couple bucks. They want you to have a good time so you come back. They thinking of the big money. That's the difference in America. Umar don't ain't planning to never go there. Umar's a con man. Because if he's trying to go to Africa, he wouldn't build no school here. Building a school here mean you ain't never gonna go to Africa. And if you can't build a school, what you gonna do in Africa when it take you 15,000 years? He started building the school when Moses got the Ten Commandments. Like 3 days after Moses got the Ten Commandments, he started building the school. That's a long time. That man started building that school 3 days after Moses got the Ten Commandments. 3 days. And Ezekiel and Isaiah and Jesus and everybody came and left. And he still ain't built a school. We definitely gonna vote red. We're gonna vote red. We're gonna have to vote red because the Democrats is trying to replace the black politician with foreign politicians. They didn't went beyond uh, the Democratic Party. Then went beyond just helping foreigners. They're trying to turn the whole Democratic Party to tethers and foreigners. Only survival black Americans got is the Republicans, because the Republicans is gonna throw all the foreigners the hell out of here. West Africa does not equal royal blood. You ain't got no knowledge. You don't know what you're talking about. Everybody in West Africa come from East Africa. Go study. Everybody from West Africa comes from East Africa. There is no such things as West Africans. You've got to go study. Go study. Some of you Pan Africans, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. How you don't know no? How you African and you don't know nothing, bruh? You should be ashamed of yourself. Listen, go watch Ghana Queen Mother Part 1. Listen, go watch the video at the top. Ghana Queen Mother Part 1. And study, bro. All Africans come from East Africa, bro. Go study. You're supposed to know this information. You're making yourself look bad. You make yourself look bad. Everybody else to go watch Ghana Queen Mother Part 1, and she said, show you, they came from East Africa. Then they got so far, then they split up and they went to all the different countries in West Africa. They come from East Africa. Go watch Ghana, the Queen Mother tell you the history of Black Africans. They come from East Africa. Then they went to Nigeria and Ghana and Senegal and all of that. They are not from West Africa. He don't study. He don't study. He just got that African map. He don't even study. He's supposed to know that. He's supposed to know that. And then all black people ain't from Africa. He's supposed to know that. We not no pure Africans. He's supposed to know all that. He's supposed to know that foundation black Americans are not no pure Africans. We got some African DNA, but we are not pure Africans. We're not Africans. He's supposed to know that. So we got some Egyptian DNA and stuff like that. We got the DNA, but the whole world got African DNA. So what the hell that mean? Some of them Pan Africans, they don't study. They don't study. They don't study none. They don't study. They don't know nothing about the Pangea or nothing. They don't know all that stuff used to fit together. And this landmass right here on the right, that's Atlantis that sunk. That's the island stand up. And that land over here, Hawaii and that's the top of Mu. So it used to be Mu over here and Atlantis in that open circle right there. That's Atlantis. And all of this was one big landmass. And when that stuff split up, people floated. So there was black people been here. Why you think they got pyramids and stuff in the Grand Canyon? Like these brothers don't be studying. They don't really be studying like they supposed to be studying. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to be studying. They don't be studying, man. You know what I'm saying? These brothers don't be studying. Mm-hmm. But most of these brothers, don't y'all listen to them. They babies. They don't be studying. This big Pharaoh, he a little boy. He don't know nothing. He need to come study under me so he knows something. Was he crazy? They brought some black people over here, but them black people interbreeded with the ones over here. They tell you they breeded people to make slaves. What make you think anybody's a pure blood? And they also tell you that the white man was sleeping with the black women and putting them babies in slavery. So like, bro, you got to study. Because the white man was impregnating the black women and them babies that was putting them in slavery. They own children. We're not really mutts because we all came from one. So we really can never be mutts. We can never. Russians used to, all of them used to be black. They didn't turn white till they floated. Chinese the same way. Those ain't the original Chinese. Those aren't the original Chinese. Yeah, those ain't the original Chinese, sweetheart. There's the original Chinese. Indians, black, everybody was black. Yeah, everybody lightened up as continents floated out. And then that's when you slowly uh, became all that stuff. Once everything Once everything floated apart, that's when you became all that stuff. Yeah, it went like this, sweetheart. It was all together. Then it starts splitting apart. And then when you get down to the bottom right, that's when everybody floated. And over time, one bear turned white, one bear turned brown, one bear turned black, one bear turned kind of a mixture. Different cats become different sizes to adapt to the climate. People started to become different. Just like when I used to go down south in the summertime, I go down south like this, I come back black as hell. I swear to God, if y'all think I'm lying, back when I was a kid, when we would go down south and stay 3 weeks, when I would come back, I didn't look nothing like this. I'm talking about nothing like this. You like black. And then what would happen is when winter come in Chicago, we would start lightening and certain parts of the skin would lighten faster. So we would get these splashes of parts that lighten faster than the rest. And your grandmothers and mothers, they used to take a paper bag, because back then paper bag was really made from trees and wood. And they would burn a paper bag and put it on a white plate. And when it would burn up, it'd be this orange stuff. And that was sulfur. And your mama or grandma would take that sulfur and run it on your splotches. Chicago's not the north. The north don't have summers. I mean, I know you're trying to be funny, but it's 90 degrees, 100 degrees outside. So no, the north is the North Pole. It's called a polar bear. Okay, sometime. Okay, it's called a polar bear. Let me ask you something. Is Chicago the furthest north on the globe? Are you just slow? Like was you born slow, or you just became slow recently? I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Or you just so busy trying to be funny that you make yourself look stupid. Which one is it? Because sometimes when you be trying to make be funny, you be making yourself look stupid. You know what I mean? We used to call it the class clown. I doubt it. I think you're just trying to be funny. Because you're supposed to be smart enough to know better than that. You're supposed to be smarter than that. So yeah, you just trying to be funny. Because you know Canada. You know what I'm saying? You know Canada is on top of, you know what I'm saying? You ain't stupid. You know Canada's on top of Chicago. You know Chicago's not north. You know that. You've seen a map before. You see Chicago's way down here by the lake, under the E. You see the E on United States, y'all? Hold on. Let me show you what people be. just being intentionally stupid, right? And it ain't cute. It's embarrassing, right? Right. So all of a sudden he ain't never seen the map before, right? So we know Chicago's right here where the E is in state. And look at Canada. Look at Canada. So now this fool asking me if we gonna turn the polar bears like we up in Alaska, like we up over top of Canada, like we in the Antarctic, like Chicago is the Antarctic. Now you trying to play, you know what I'm saying? Making the chat, you know, destroying the conversation on some bozo stuff. I don't know what the hell you talking about. I'm not interested in what you're talking about. What part that you don't understand? Listen, I'm not interested in nothing you're talking about. Go find somebody that give a fuck, okay? That's the other fool keep telling me about Africa. Nigga ain't gonna never move to Africa in his life. Over here trolling about Africa. If Africa was that great, you wouldn't be in my chat. You'd have your stupid ass in Africa. You know what I'm saying? How is Africa important, but you in my chat? Listen, Pan Africans are some of the most funniest people you ever gonna meet in your life. 99% of Pan Africans are never going to go to Africa in your entire life. I am 68 years old. I've been around Pan Africans since the late 70s. And Pan Africans are some of the phoniest people you ever going to meet. They never pan they stinking asses to Africa. And if they do go to Africa, they come back. If all those Pan Africans were serious, it'd be a huge Pan African community in Africa, but it's not. Because Africa sucks. Africa is primitive. And Africans are tribal. And Africans ain't going to like you in Africa. Now, you might be able to go over there and do some business, but a dusty Pan African, they're not interested in that. They're interested in business people. That boy ain't going to never go to Africa. That's over here with the African globe. He ain't never going to Africa. He ain't in Africa right now. If the man was in Africa, he wouldn't be over here telling us to go to Africa. He'd be in Africa having fun. The reason he tell you to go to Africa because he's a coward. He's never going to go. And he thinks if he convinced enough of us to go, then he'll go. That's the Pan-African trick. Maybe if you can keep telling everybody to go to Africa, enough will go so you'll get courage and go. You won't just go. So I'm coming out with a new Pan-African way to do things. And the new Pan-African way to do something is call me from Africa. Yeah, call me from Africa. Call me. Are you Pan-Africans? Call me from Africa. Call me from Africa. That's what I call me from Africa and talk me into coming over there. But make sure you're over there. Don't talk to me about Africa if you ain't there. Go to Africa and then call me from Africa. Because this big Pharaoh, and I got too many friends. Bunny Wailer was living in Africa, left. Rita Marley was living in Africa and left. My high school girlfriend lived in Africa right now in Ghana. Right now. I could call somebody in Africa right now. She trying to talk me into coming to Africa, but she posting pictures in Africa and it's not inviting. I would never go over there and live how she living. I can't believe she keep telling me to come and posting how she living. I'm like, listen, somebody play Sesame Street because telling me to go to Africa and how you living in Africa, one of these things are not the same, because the way she living in Africa, it ain't no good advertisement. Like that, you won't even get a good advertisement. This your advertisement for me to come to Africa? And you over there dusty? Girl, bye. Girl, good luck. I'd have to dust her coochie off. I go like, get some coochie. Hey, 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 Mama, Dad. If I went over there and I tried to hit it, I'd have to open up your legs. Hey, Mama, Dad. If I went over there and tried to hit it, I'd have to be like, open your legs. Whew. Somebody give me, y'all ain't got no vacuum cleaner? I need a dust buster or something. Woo, girl. Woo. I don't want none of this. No, I don't want none of this Ghana. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going back to America. I'm going back to America. Girl. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I ain't lying. I ain't gonna call her embarrass her, but I ain't lying. She in Africa and it's not inviting. Teeth all raggedy. I'm like, they ain't got no dentist. She out there gathering roots and stuff to cook. I'm at Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm Americanized. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. I would never go over there. Mm-mm. I got friends over there that's rich. If you rich or like all, there's places you can kind of go. There's places in Ethiopia and some developed places where you could go. It's very expensive. In Ghana, you do know you have to pay a year's rent. If you get an apartment in Ghana, you got to pay a whole year rent. You can't pay no month. See, they don't tell you that part. You have to pay a year's rent up front. The electricity goes out often. The water goes out often. Nah, we was Pan Africans after high school. We was just regular blacks. We got high school with regular blacks. I got high school in '76. We didn't become Pan Af. Well, we didn't become Pan. I became Egyptian. She ended up joining the Hebrew Israelites, and then after joining the Hebrew Israelites, then she ended up meeting her son's father in Jamaica and becoming a Rasta. I was studying ancient Egypt. I was a spaceman. I wasn't no Pan African. I was a Kemetic ancient Egyptian spaceman. Space is the place. I didn't really start getting into, and then I didn't really start. I wouldn't consider. I didn't really start getting into Pan Africanism per se, but I did look at Africa as a possible place to live. So You could kind of say I was a Pan African, but I consider myself an ancient Egyptian. I was trying to go to Ethiopia and East Africa. Because a lot of people don't know, a lot of Rastas don't believe in just going to Africa. A lot of Rastas don't believe it's time to go to Africa. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of Rastas are practical people. They respect black people around the world. They a pan Africanism is not necessarily moving to Africa. Pan Africanism is a concept of knowing what's going on with black people all over the world. And most people think Pan Africanism means move to Africa. No, Pan Africanism is the concept of global black people because we know we look at blacks in Brazil like Africans, and we know we can't move all of them to Africa. So we know we can't move all black people to Africa. See what I'm saying? So Pan Africanism, when they teach Pan Africanism is not back to Africanism. Back to Africa is not Pan Africanism. Pan means global Africanism, not go back to Africa. But some Pan Africans teach go back to Africa. But teaching going back to Africa is not actually Pan Africanism. So uh, they don't even teach Pan Africans that. Some Pan Africans think that, but no. Back to Africa is called repatriation. It's not called Pan Africanism. It's called repatriation. And that's got principles: repatriation, rehabilitation, and reparations. Reparations is a part of it, but they don't teach the young people the real cultural history. There's three things: reparations, repatriation, and rehabilitation. See what I'm saying? Like that. So Pan Africanism is a global, it's not an African. It's a global concept about all black people, and they just identify black people as original descendants of Africa, but that's based off of many other things. So that's based off of the beginning of man coming out that corner right there where the Nile is at. But the reality is most black people lived in Atlantis, and there was only a few people in Africa. Most black people lived in Atlantis, and there was only a few people in Africa. But that's a little heavy. I don't want to confuse y'all. But that's the facts. We lived in Atlantis. We came to Africa when Atlantis sunk. Atlantis and Mu got in a war, and they sunk. They sunk. They got in a war and they sunk each other. Survivors came up on East Africa. There was only a few people in Africa. Africa was an animal sanctuary. Not that many people lived in Africa. But that's too heavy. I don't be trying to necessarily go into that like that. But you see right here, the Indian Ocean, That's where Atlantis was at. And you see the Atlantic? Okay, listen. You see on the other side the Pacific Ocean? That's where Mu was at. You see Hawaii where it say tropical. Hawaii is the top of Mu. When Mu sank, Mu still had volcanoes. So the volcanoes kept shooting up lava and eventually formed islands. Right now, these islands are getting bigger and bigger. But that's the top of Mu. Over here where Madagascar are and them little islands in front of Madagascar and over in this where Atlantis was at. When Atlantis sunk, that's when we went to East Africa. Africa was a wildlife sanctuary. Very few people lived there. That's why right now the people live in Africa are clashing with the elephants and the wildebeests and stuff. Think about that. If people live there, why are they clashing with the wildebeests and the elephants? Because Africa was a wildlife sanctuary. It was just animals. There was very few people there. When we came there, the pyramids was already there. Don't nobody know when them pyramids was built. When Atlantis sunk and we came ashore on East Africa, the pyramids was already there. Once them people developed themselves, them pharaohs was just putting their names on them buildings. Them buildings wasn't theirs. And then over here, the top of Hawaii, I lived in Hawaii. Those volcanoes in Hawaii, that's from Mu. Don't teach over here. And you would put a mark in your hand so you'll know. So there's a mark in your hand to prove what I'm saying. Did you know that? Look in your hand. Look in the palm of your hand. You're going to see an A and you're going to see an M. See an M? See that A? It's two A's make an M. That stands for Mu and Atlantis. Everybody got that M in their hand. You see the A right there. And then you see the two together, Mu, Atlantis. Right there. You can see the A right here. You can see the A. And then you can see the two together, Atlantis and then Mu. It's in your hands. So you'll always know where you really from. To get a lot of that knowledge, you go follow me on From Kemet to Chicago. Go follow Kemet to Chicago to get that knowledge. Let's take a break. So look, we don't want to get too deep, but stand on reparations, foundation of Black America, stay unified, push for reparations. Don't let nobody irritate you. Don't let nobody cheat your ancestors. They cheated them out of money. They did redlining. They took their homes. They did all type of stuff. So have some backbones and fight for reparations. And once again, go subscribe to Kemet to Chicago. From Kemet to Chicago. Victory.